Hey team, I hope you're having a good Friday so far. So here's what's up for today. You're going to have a reading quiz in 2 days. So that means on Tuesday, right? Excuse me. And you're going to make sure that you are keeping up and reading your next section in your book because your reading quiz could really be about anything that's happened from the beginning up until now. So you want to make sure that you're really caught up with that. So what we're doing today is we're going to read another article. And so we'll do it kind of the same way as we usually do. I'll read a little bit. We'll think through the first question, and then you'll continue on your own. Okay? So let's go ahead and make that happen. So you're going to go into your iLearn, and you're looking for this one, 2.6 Lolita. 2.6 Lolita. And again, I know I have it up here in a different place. That's just because my student view on iLearn is weird. All right, so we're going to read a little excerpt called Reading Lolita in Tehran. If you don't know, Tehran is the capital city of Iran, which is a country in the Middle East. It's close to Egypt. So this is kind of the same area of the world that we were reading about before when we were reading about the revolution. So we'll read a little background here, and then we'll go for it. So Azar Nafisi, an Iranian, taught English literature in Tehran from 1979 until 1995. The laws passed after the revolution made Nafisi's job difficult. Okay, so let me pause here and kind of explain that. In 1979, there was a revolution in Iran. And what happened was that a religious leader came to power. His name was Ayatollah Khomeini, and he ran a Muslim government. So what happened is that he basically imposed a lot of very, very strict laws. Some of them governed both men and women, but they were particularly difficult for women. They had to dress a certain way. They had to wear the hijab or the veil. So that's the scarf around your head and maybe even your face. And if you didn't follow those laws, even those ones about clothing, it could have real consequences for you. They also were not really allowed to discuss anything considered Western. So, from Europe or America. So things were really kind of closed down, and there was not a lot of opportunity to be exposed to things beyond what was considered like appropriate in the country, right? So pretty conservative. So that's kind of what you need to know. So back to our summary here. The university faculty scrutinized the novels that Nafisi taught, and Nafisi was chastised for not wearing the veil, so punished. In 1995, Nafisi left the university and began teaching a small group of women in her home, where they were free to discuss books like Lolita that were considered unacceptable by the Iranian authorities. Okay, so let's get to it. How can I create this other world outside the room? I have no choice but to appeal once again to your imagination. Let's imagine one of the girls, say Sanaz, leaving my house, and let us follow her from there to her final destination. She says her goodbyes and puts on her black robe and scarf over her orange shirt and jeans, coiling her scarf around her neck to cover her huge gold earrings. She directs wayward strands of hair under the scarf, puts her notes in her large backpack, straps it on over her shoulder, and walks out into the hall. She pauses a moment on the top stairs to put on thin, lacy black gloves to hide her nail polish. We follow Sanaz down the stairs, out the door, and into the street. You might notice that her gait and her gestures have changed. It is in her best interest not to be seen, not to be heard or noticed. She doesn't walk upright, but bends her head towards the ground and doesn't look at passersby. She walks quickly and with a sense of determination. The streets of Tehran and other Iranian cities are patrolled by militia, so that's normal people with weapons, who ride in Toyota patrols, four gun-carrying men and women, sometimes followed by a minibus. They're called the Blood of God. They patrol the streets to make sure that women like Sanaz wear their veils properly, do not wear makeup, do not walk in public with men who are not their fathers, brothers, or husbands. She will pass slogans on the walls, quotations from Khomeini, the leader of Iran, and a group called the Party of God. Men who wear ties are U.S. lackeys. Veiling is a woman's protection. Beside the slogan is a charcoal drawing of a woman. Her face is featureless and framed by a dark hador, which is a scarf, and that covers completely the hair, the neck, and the shoulders. My sister, guard your veil. My brother, guard your eyes. Okay, so let's go back and do question number 1. Reread the author's description of Sanaz in the first part of this paragraph. What is the author's point of view about how Sanaz must travel? Okay, so she says her walk and gestures have changed. It's in her best interest not to be seen, not to be heard or noticed. She doesn't walk upright, but she bends her head towards the ground and doesn't look at passersby. So when I think about that, the author is trying to say that like she kind of needs to be hidden, right? She doesn't want people to notice her. And if I remember right, in the first paragraph, it's talking about how she's wearing an orange shirt and jeans. She's wearing big gold earrings. She's wearing nail polish. And I know from what I read down here about how they're not allowed to wear makeup and stuff, that stuff is probably not allowed. So she needs to be hidden. She wants to be unseen because she's breaking the rules. Okay. So you're going to go on from here, okay, on your own. And if you have questions, you can let us know.